La 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 la. La 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 la. Sybel Specter, strange stories. Hello, and welcome to Sybel Specter's Strange Stories, or SSSS. I'm Sybel Specter. I'm glad you heard my call. Was it the sob of your mother, or the sourceless and ceaseless dripping? I'll let you think the decision to be here was your own. It was. I have a story to tell you. I must, or else. We saw double last week, but the truth is a triplet, at least. Have you heard the saying that there's your story, my story, and the truth? Then there's reality, fantasy, and the truth. I know the movie I wanted to be a main character in was fantasy, but I don't believe that my life in Island was all false. Sure, the leads were the only ones who were in on the fun. The citizens, the background characters like who I used to be, didn't try for success, oh no. They lazed about, celebrated festivals amongst themselves, and held meetings I didn't care to attend, not even if I was invited. Still, there was something like life in that little medieval 1960s Eastern European just outside of London set. And your world? Is this reality? It doesn't matter. This is where the big production is happening, and I want to be a protagonist. I already am. This week, the story I have for you feels a lot like the truth, because it is timeless. A witch, a girl, all the things a girl must do to reap her rewards. It is called Fraxinella. Once upon a time, there was a mother who baked bread all day long. She made sourdough in many forms and flavors, from cherry vanilla bagels to crusty loaves infused with hot honey. This mother gave her daughter, Fraxinella, everything she baked to taste test. Her only request was that Fraxinella would watch and learn and one day do. Fraxinella sat on the counter and ate bread fresh from the oven as light filtered through the kitchen window each morning. She observed her mother's wise hands and dreamed of where the sourdough would take her. One day, a witch knocked on the front door. The mother told Fraxinella to hide, so the girl crawled beneath the kitchen table. The mother opened the door to the witch. "Where is Fraxinella?" asked the wiry hag. "She has gone to town to deliver orders." "Oh, too bad," said the witch. "I have a silver pin for her." "Hey, hello, here I am," Fraxinella exclaimed as she popped out from under the gingham tablecloth. The witch opened her cotton tote bag and swallowed the girl within it. She took off through neighborhood, town, city, until she came to her home, hidden within the deep green woods. She deposited Fraxinella in a small bare room. In it, there was only a bottle of lavender oil and a long unused fireplace. "Your skin is as golden as your mother's fine sourdough. My crust never looked so inviting. Soften your skin, and we will stretch it over our bread, making it the most delicious in the land." Then she pointed to the fireplace. "And whatever you do, do not look up there." The witch was exhausted from the long journey, so she exited the room to rest. Fraxinella looked up the chimney as soon as the witch left her alone. Hanging within it was another sack containing silver and gold. She took the bag, then used the pen to unlock the door and escape. Along the way home, she came across a pear tree. "I'm weighed down by all this fruit. Won't you ease my burden? I'm hungry, but I don't know if you're edible," Fraxinella responded. So she picked the pears and placed them on the sidewalk. She walked for a minute when a woman holding a baby approached her. "Please take my child. She is too great a burden of love and means." Fraxinella took the infant from the mother's arms and laid her down a few feet away. Next, she encountered a food delivery robot. "Will you take these hot wings from me? I haven't been able to find the home of the customer, and this meal is heavy within me. Won't you remove it?" Fraxinella pried the order from the robot. She placed the styrofoam box in the trash, then continued home. Her journey was lengthened by all the wanting. A balloon floated by and said, "Pot me, please. I am overfilled with foul air." A cat asked to be relieved of fleas. A segment of the sidewalk asked to be cleared of litter. A car tire asked to be popped. A man asked for her to take his mixtape off his hands. A telephone pole asked for her to remove years of flyers from it. A truck asked to be unloaded. A cow asked to be milked. A student asked for her backpack to be taken from her shoulders. A bar asked to be relieved of its many bottles of alcohol. Fraxinella obliged each request. Finally, she returned home to her mother, who had not ceased baking. The next morning, the witch went in search of Fraxinella. Along the way, she encountered a pear tree. "I'm weighed down by all this fruit. Won't you ease my burden?" "No," said the witch. "But have you seen a girl named Fraxinella?" The tree said that it had been 6 years since it had seen her. She hadn't gone far when a woman holding a baby walked up to her. "Please take my child. She's too great a burden of love and means." The witch refused and asked if the woman had seen Fraxinella. "Not for 6 years," said the woman. Next, she came upon a food delivery robot. "Will you take these hot wings from me? I haven't been able to find the home of the customer, and this meal is heavy within me. Won't you remove it?" The witch dismissed the robot. "Have you seen Fraxinella?" The robot told her that it hadn't for 6 years. The witch said no to everything the girl had stopped to help. Finally, she reached the home Fraxinella shared with her mother. The witch rang the doorbell. "Hide," the mother said. Fraxinella dove behind the couch. "Is Fraxinella here?" asked the wrinkled hag when the mother cracked open the front door. "No, she's not. She's in town delivering orders," her mother responded. "That's annoying," said the witch. "She can't keep my bag of riches, but I brought these silver earrings for her." "Hey, hello, here I am," Fraxinella shouted as she tumbled over the corduroy couch and into the kitchen. The witch scooped the girl into her tote bag. She scurried through neighborhood, town, city, until she reached her home nestled in the verdant woods. She dropped Fraxinella in an empty room. There was only a bottle of citrus lotion and a stone fireplace. "Your skin is as shining as the crust of your mother's perfect sourdough. My bread never rises so high. Brighten your skin. We'll shape it over the bread. It will be the loveliest loaf." She nodded toward the fireplace. "Don't check the chimney, child." The witch yawned, then left the room to sleep. Fraxinella searched the chimney when the witch closed the door behind her. There was a bag containing silver and gold hidden inside of it. She grabbed the bag, then used an earring post to unlock the door and run free. She met a pear tree as she walked home. "I'm weighed down by all this fruit. Won't you ease my burden? I haven't eaten for a while, but I don't know if you're poisonous." Fraxinella picked the pears and let them fall where they may. She'd taken a few steps when a woman holding a baby approached her. "Please take my child. She's too great a burden of love and means." Fraxinella held the child, then put her down on a park bench. A food delivery robot rolled its way to her. "Will you take these hot wings from me? I haven't been able to find the home of the customer, and this meal is heavy within me. Won't you open me?" Fraxinella stomped on the robot until its lid broke. She took the wings and scattered them on the sidewalk. Her commute was extended by want. A balloon floated by and said, "Won't you pop me? I am overfilled with foul air." A cat asked to be relieved of fleas. A segment of the sidewalk asked to be cleared of litter. A car tire asked to be popped. A man asked for her to take his mixtape off his hands. A telephone pole asked for her to remove years of flyers from its base. A truck asked to be unloaded. A senior asked for his stories to be listened to before his death. A cow asked to be milked. A student asked for her backpack to be taken from her shoulders. A bar asked to be relieved of its many bottles of alcohol. A dandelion asked to be picked. A book from a free little library asked to be read. A girl asked for the sickness to be taken from her. A trash asked to be emptied. Fraxinella didn't deny one request. Finally, she made it home to her mother, who couldn't stop baking. The witch went hunting for Fraxinella as soon as she found the little room empty. She was confronted by the pear tree. "I'm weighed down by all this fruit. Won't you ease my burden?" The witch ignored the request and asked if the tree had seen the girl. It told her that it had been 6 years since it had seen her pass. She'd only had to turn from the tree to be accosted by a woman with a baby. "Please take my child. She's too great a burden of love and means." "Of course not," said the witch. "Have you seen Fraxinella?" 6 years ago, the woman responded. A food delivery robot bumped into her. "Will you take these hot wings from me? I haven't been able to find the home of the customer, and this meal is heavy within me. Won't you remove it?" "I might, if you tell me if you've seen Fraxinella." The robot told her it had, but not for 6 years. The witch evaded each request the girl had granted until she reached the home Fraxinella shared with her mother, readying herself to repeat the process. The witch banged on the duplex door. "You better hide," said the mother. Fraxinella had already slipped behind the argyle curtain. "Has Fraxinella come home?" asked the withered hag to the mother, who gripped the door handle with her flowered hand. "She left for town to deliver orders hours ago." "How tiresome," the witch said. "The bag of riches doesn't belong to her. But I have a silver-handled scoring lame. "Hey, hello, here I am," Fraxinella shouted as she emerged from behind the curtain. The witch tossed Fraxinella in her tote. She rushed through neighborhood, town, city, until she reached her home in the Hunter Green woods. She dropped Fraxinella in a room constructed with rough planks. In it was a vanilla body scrub and a dusty fireplace. "Your skin is as sweet as your mother's sourdough cookies. Mine are never so chewy. Sugar your skin and we'll fit it over the bread. It will be a bestseller." She gestured to the fireplace. "Don't even think of looking there." The witch drooped with fatigue, so she left the room to go to bed. Fraxinella didn't wait to crawl into the fireplace. She found a sack containing silver and gold hanging from a hook inside of it. She grabbed the bag, then used the handle of the scoring lame to bash through a window and escape. She ran into a pear tree as she dashed home. "I'm weighed down by all this fruit. Won't you ease my burden?" "I'm not sure I have the time," Fraxinella responded, but she plucked the pears anyway. A mother with a baby tapped her on the shoulder. "Please take my child. She's too great a burden of love and means." Fraxinella cradled the child and then handed her to the next woman she saw. The food delivery robot crashed into her. "Won't you take these hot wings from me? I haven't been able to find the home of the customer and this meal is heavy within me. Won't you remove it?" Fraxinella forced it open and offered it to the next animal she met. Her rush home was lengthened by so much wanting. A balloon floated by and said, "Won't you pop me? I am overfilled with foul air." A cat asked to be relieved of fleas. A segment of the sidewalk asked to be cleared of litter. A man asked for her to take his mixtape off his hands. A telephone pole asked for her to remove years of flyers from its base. A truck asked to be unloaded. A senior asked for his stories to be listened to before his death. A cow asked to be milked. A student asked for her backpack to be taken from her shoulders. A bar asked to be relieved of its many bottles of alcohol. A dandelion asked to be picked. A book from a free little library asked to be read. A girl asked for the sickness to be taken from her. A trash can asked to be emptied. A wild raspberry bush asked for her to pick its berries. A car asked to be unburdened of its passengers. A petition asked to be signed. A lover asked to be loved. A front yard asked her to take all the furniture off its dying grass. A QR code asked to be scanned. A dog asked her to remove his leash. A mailbox asked for her to check it. A worm asked to go home. Fraxinella couldn't reject any entreaty. The witch caught up to her by morning. She didn't have to offer the girl any silver items. She captured Fraxinella and brought her to the home in the Jade Woods. This time, Fraxinella was brought to the front of the house. It was a stone cottage, the grandest home she had ever seen. A freckled girl around her age sat on the front steps. Another captive, thought Fraxinella. "Daughter," said the witch, "bake the bread, skin the girl, and stretch her fine flesh over the loaves. We will be hosting a dinner tonight." The witch then left for town, telling her daughter that she would be returning with guests. The daughter burst into tears. "I don't know how to bake, and I never learned to flay from mother. Oh, I will never inherit her powers," she cried. Fraxinella had tasted all the loaves, cookies, muffins, and bagels her mother made, but hadn't learned by observation how to bake them herself. "I can show you how to flay," Fraxinella told the girl. She took a thin, long knife and decapitated the daughter. Then Fraxinella skinned her until she was red, white, and bleeding. She baked sourdough and fit the girl's freckled skin over each gummy loaf. She hid the wet body behind the curtains, put the head on the couch, and laid the loaves out on the kitchen table. Then Fraxinella put the car on the roof. While she waited, she baked more loaves of sourdough. These turned out perfectly crunchy, tangy, and chewy. She mixed this batch with the skin-covered bread. At the sound of the witch party, she climbed on the roof to hide. The witch entered the cottage with her guests. "Hello, child," the witch said to the head of her daughter on the couch. The party began to eat the loaves of bread along with fruits, nuts, cheeses, and jams. They tasted the regular sourdough and didn't like it at all. The fleshy bread they loved. "Fraxinella is more scrumptious than we could have dreamed," proclaimed the party. "Fine work, daughter," they said to the head with a lolling tongue. Blood pooled around her ragged neck and dripped down the leather to the floor. As if in response to the praise, the body of the girl fell from behind the curtain. The witch and the party ran screaming through the front door, but they didn't make it far. Fraxinella pushed the car off the roof, crushing them all beneath it. She lifted the car to make sure everyone was incapacitated or dead, then scanned each person, saving the witch for last, who wailed until she passed out and never screamed again. Fraxinella collected the skin in the witch's tote, along with all her silver and gold. Then she tossed in the sourdough. She tasted a daughter loaf and found that it was true. The flesh was finer than any regular old bread. She returned to her mother's home, sharing the secret of skin with her. Fraxinella soon married a rich man and lived happily ever after. Repetition. The days are all seemingly the same, with slight variations, but if you continue on the circuitous path, it may release you to an unforeseen and unprecedented destiny, as it did for Fraxinella. Good for her. That's a phrase I've been hearing lately. It seems to be tied with revenge and murder and all things that bring such luscious joy. What is the moral of the story here? It pays to be kind and willing to flay. That's the true story for now, but it can change at any time, even if it's been centuries. I'm not sure I trust this version of the story. Perhaps the witch was trying to offer a better life. The witch may not have attempted to skin Fraxinella, she just stayed in the little room, never looking up the chimney, working her way up until one day she'd be beneath the daughter. Look at me. I haven't left this room once since I arrived. Nina lets me pick the story I want to read from this big book now. I'm living my dreams because of you, audience, and my discoverer. And because I worked for it, of course. I'm provided for here, safe and thrilled in this lovely room with a fireplace that hasn't been used in ages. I'm staring at darkness through the filigree fireplace screen, wondering if the chimney holds fortunes. Maybe the cursive in the wall will give me a clue. Would you check for treasures? I need you, collaborators, to work. Magic. Until next time.